Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 17th of April 2019, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a look at the markets, a few of the charts, the ones that we did this morning. Before we do that right now, so let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute any invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, let's quickly jump into the charts. Now, the first one I want to touch on here is actually the DAX. Now, looking at the DAX here, and I was talking about this one this morning, I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this 12,190 level where the index is already traveling to. It's almost reaching that level here. Just kind of falling shy of a few points still from reaching that 12,190 zone, but it's currently sitting at its today's R2. It's just slightly above that, but yep, everything is looking positive. Certainly, let's keep an eye on this one. Let's see if it actually manages to break above that and eventually reach this downside resistance line that has been running here from the highs of January 2018. So very important area, very important target for us. We need to see a nice good push above the 12,190 level, but that's the level that we're targeting right now. Like I said, for this morning I was talking about this one. This is what I was telling you to watch out for. And the index is already kind of very close to it, and actually almost reaching it. So let's see how this is going to play out further on, closer to the closing bell. And but if it fails to, let's say, drive towards this downside resistance line today, then maybe this could be something for tomorrow or even Friday. So in a way, we could see something like this then happening. So where we could see maybe a bit of retracement, drop lower, and then another push higher. Now in here, from this situation here, what we're going to be looking here in terms of the downside, well, we're going to be looking at this level here, the 12,030 zone, which recently acted as a good area of resistance, and which got broken in the end. And if we see a drop below the 12,030 zone, of course we will keep an eye on the psychological 12,000, just slightly below that. But if that fails to withhold, then we could see another slide lower here towards the 11,850 zone, which acted as a very good area of support here back on the 11th of April. So that's why, guys, keep an eye on it. Like I said, for now we are almost near this 12,190 level, our target, but slightly above that we do have this downside resistance line that we're also keeping a close eye on. So if, let's say, like I said before, if it fails to drive above the 12,190 and reach the downside resistance line today, then, like I said, this could be something either for tomorrow or Friday. If maybe we could see maybe a bit of retracement back down, but if it doesn't kind of go all the way here to the psychological 12,000 level, then we could see maybe this one curving up and getting another push from the buyers and potentially leading it towards this downside resistance line. So keep your eyes on this one, keep your eyes on these levels that I've just mentioned, and let's see how this is going to play out later on. Gold now, this one is a very tricky one, and but to be honest, we're still looking towards the downside here. So you can see that the commodity is now pushing away from its 1276 level, and just to kind of show you what that area was, in the past it acted as a very good area of support here back on the basically the lowest point of January of this year. So it continues to push lower. Now we're going to be aiming for the yesterday's lows, which were near the 1273 zone, approximately there, and basically if that fails to withhold, then yep, we could be revisiting this 1266 level or the long-term upside support line. And just let me show you what that level, where it's taken from here, that's taken from the August, so August, the lowest point of August 2018. So very important line for us here. Let's see if it actually manages to reach that. For now, like I said, we are more bearish than bullish on this one, but again, let's see, let's first get another move here lower, and especially a clearance of the yesterday's lows here near the 1273, and if that fails to withhold, then yep, further declines are possible, and that's where we're going to be targeting. In terms of the upside, well, I do have this level here, the 1281 area highlighted, but if this continues to climb higher, probably for a better confirmation of the upside, we would like to see a nice good push above the 1285 zone, and only then target the areas around the 1295 or even slightly higher around the psychological 1300 level. But for now, it seems that the upside could be slightly off the table. So yep, let's see how this is going to play out. But like I said, we are more bearish than bullish on this one, and like I said, a nice good test of this long-term upside support line could be a nice move here from gold. So let's see how this is going to play out. But if this, like I said, suddenly starts reversing back above the 1281 and then pushes above the 1285, then this is where should get concerned a little bit with the downside scenario in the short run. Like I said, it could change towards the positive side, and yeah, we could see a move back up here towards the 1295 initially, and then maybe higher. Jumping into a few pairs now. So AUDNZD, so this is stuck here. So after a nice rally here in the Aussie, in the Australian dollar, this during the Asian morning today, you can see that the pair this pair retreats slightly back down, and is currently sitting below its R3, today's R3, which is around the 1.0690. So we may see a bit of correction here to the downside, maybe even actually going back down towards the 1.0650. This could be a nice idea here. Let's see, of course, if that's going to play out or not, but you can see that it's currently struggling to overcome this 1.0690 level. So if we do see a push above this, certainly, of course, it could open the path towards slightly higher levels. The only problem is that there are some now there are some good areas of resistance here, especially, for example, this little intraday swing high here near the 1.0707, but slightly above that we do have that high, that peak that the pair managed to reach this morning, and that was around the 1.0730 zone. So in a way, if you want to target much higher levels, we need to see a nice good push above the 1.0730. But for now, like I said, it is currently sitting below the 1.0690. If it continues to struggle to overcome that, we may see a bit of a slide here lower, maybe a test of this 1.0650, and then if that struggles to kind of if the bears, let's put it that way, if the bears struggle to overcome it, then yep, we could see the buyers jumping in here again and pushing the pair higher. Don't forget, we do have this little tentative upside support line as well here. So even if we see a drop below the 1.0550, still not all is lost for the bulls. We could see maybe a rebound from here, somewhere from around there. But again, let's say that's a bit of a long shot right now. So let's go step by step. First, let's see, like I said, if it struggles to overcome the 1.0690, keep your eyes on the 1.0650 level, this nice potential area of support here. And just going to show you what that level was here. That marks the highs of the 17th of January. So near the highs of the 17th of January this year, that's where we're going to be targeting. But if that fails to withhold, a further slide lower could be possible towards the 1.0625. And like I said, yep, keep your eyes on this little tentative upside support line. Jumping into one pair that we didn't talk about this morning, but this is a new one, so something very interesting happening here in the EURCHF. Now, of course, you understand that we did have a nice rally here from the end of March, and it continued to push higher. So throughout this April time, so this whole first half of April, it continues to push higher. It managed to reach this key area of resistance near the 1.1407. It even actually overshot it a little bit, reached the area around here. Let me just quickly actually put this on the chart. So it managed to reach the area around the 1.1412, something like that here. But you can see that now it's kind of, what we could see here is now a bit of retracement, so it's trading above these steep upside support lines. And to be honest, looking at the 4-hour chart here is way overbought here. Of course, we're going to be very cautious here. This is a bit of a risky shout out here with this idea. If we might see a slide lower, we might see maybe a test of this short-term, very short-term upside support line, steep one taken from the lows of the 8th of April, and we could see maybe a retest of that line, this upside line, and if the pair fails to drop below it, then we could see another leg of buying here, potentially maybe bypassing this this recent high near the 1.1412. Of course, that is the idea for now. Again, we need to see a nice, good, strong move below the R2, below today's R2. So hopefully we're going to get that today. But again, like I said, this is just an idea, guys. Keep your head on your shoulders, so you decide what's more convenient for you. We do have a stop loss around here near these highs. So basically, in a way, if it travels higher, at least it's going to take us out here, and not going to take us out somewhere higher. But that's why, guys, for now this is just an idea. We could see, like I said, a bit of correction here to the downside. Let's see if that happens, but we're not going to drag it too much to the downside. We're just going to aim for this steep upside support line first, and then we'll take it from there, see if it actually wants to rebound from it or not, or does it actually want to break it. If it does want to break it, then that's wonderful for the bears. We could see further declines, but for now, like I said, it is currently sitting here. It's currently sitting below this key area of resistance near the 1.1407, which is marked near the highs of the 12th of February. And let's see if it continues to trade here, and if it does, then yep, we could see the bears picking up on this very quickly. Jumping into USDCAD now very quickly on this one. So we had a nice drop here on USDCAD. So the Canadian dollar strengthened on the Canadian data, the Canadian inflation numbers that came out just about half an hour, no, about an hour ago, yes. And basically we saw the figures kind of either staying the same or slightly improving, but you can see that this was the initial reaction that we saw in the USDCAD. We saw this nice good drop. It dropped below the 133 zone, but you can see that the bulls are really strongly to push it back above this level. The only thing is, of course, for now they are quite unsuccessful in that. Let's see how this day is going to evolve further, but to be honest, this is looking quite weak. If it remains trading here below this below the 133 zone, it could increase the chances for this pair to travel a little bit lower here towards the 132.45 level marked by the low of this 19th of March, and just slightly below that we do have this nice upside support line, or in a way you could call it even a trend line. So this has been running here from the lows of the 1st of February, or even actually the last trading day of January 2018. So this trend line, this upward moving trend line, could be that nice target for this pair, especially if it remains trading below the 133 zone. If it travels back above it, then yep, we could maybe start considering slightly higher levels. But again, for us, let's say to aim for a bit higher, we would like to see a nice good push back above the, not only back above the 133.40 level, but also above the 133.60, 65, 63 approximately there. So, and then we could target the 134 zone, or even slightly higher levels. But again, it seems that the upside is slightly off the table for now. Let's see how this day is going to evolve further. If it continues to trade below the 133 zone, well, that could be a bad sign for the USDCAD. At least in the short run, we could see this further slide lower towards the 132.45, or even this long-term upside support line. And the last pair I want to quickly touch on, and that's GBPCAD. Now, similar story here, but you can see that the pound is kind of trying to fight back well, having a better fight, let's put it that way. We did saw a brief drop below this level right here, below the 1.7330 zone. So this is going to be quite an important level to watch for us, because if we see another drop here lower, and if the pair continues to trade below the 173.30 zone, well, this could raise concerns about the upside here, about the short-term upside potential, and we could see maybe this one traveling further down towards the 172. 65 area, approximately there, marked near the highs of the 21st of February to the 19th of February, and also not far from the highs of the 7th and 8th of February. So a very good potential target here, but in order to consider that level, we need to see this one dropping one more time below the 173.30 zone. And then yep, we could start targeting this 172.60, 65, something like that, approximately there, guys. Of course, if that fails to withhold, further declines are possible, but we'll reevaluate that again. We might see the pair traveling towards the 172 zone, but again, like I said, first let's go step by step, and yep, with small little steps. First, like I said, in terms of the downside, we're going to be targeting the 172.65 level, but that's in the scenario if we see this one trading below the 173.30. If it reverses sharply and moves back above the 74 level, well, this is where it could become a little bit ugly for the bears. We could see maybe more bulls starting to jump in here. The only thing is that we're not really going to get too excited yet, because we would like to see this one pushing higher, pushing maybe back above the 1.7485 level. Just let me quickly put that on the chart. So something like this, we would like to see a nice good push above this area, and then we could target these recent highs, or should I say this week's highs, near the 175.40. A nice good pop above this level could, of course, bring this pair further up here, maybe even targeting this little high that we saw here on the 4th of April, and that was approximately around the 1.7617 area. But again, like I said, let me just put an arrow here for our future reference. That's what we're going to be looking for in terms of the upside, but in terms of the downside, again, if this drops again below the 173.30, then you have aim for this little lower area around here near the highs of February. Okay, guys, I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching it till the end. If you want to join me tomorrow morning at my Traders Espresso, and that's 6 o'clock GMT time. But for now, I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.